There have been endless debates on what the greatest console of all time is based on many different criterias, like the number of sales, the exclusives, the features, or even just based on the impact of its time period. And many people would say something like the SNES, the PlayStation 2, or heck, maybe even the Xbox 360. But in my humble, factual opinion, the greatest console of all time is the pound for pound, unified, lineal, undisputed, undefeated, 4-game sweep Nintendo Wii. It's the Wii. It's the Wii. Everything else can screw off. So in 2006, Nintendo wanted to come out with a new console that not only was revolutionary, but most importantly, appealed to the casuals, because Xbox and PlayStation had the sweaty gamers on lock. So the product they came up was the Wii, and one of the things that made it revolutionary was the motion controls. According to Shigeru Miyamoto, who, just in case you don't know who he is a game designer, director, and producer of Nintendo, but he's much better known as the guy that created Mario and many other series. He said that the reason why they went into pursuing motion controls was because less people were getting into gaming due to the fact that the controllers in the games themselves were becoming much more complicated. So in turn, they decided to make something that was much easier to understand, and to say the least, it worked. There weren't any consoles that would make you sweat more than you trying to beat the shit out of some ball dude on the screen. It made the experience very interactive, and it actually made exercising fun. Okay, looking back, the motion controls can be a little janky compared to the VR stuff we had today, but for its time, it really was revolutionary, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do, and make more people check it out. And I personally think that all these new VR systems exist today because it started with the influence of the Wii. Of course, motion controls would be absolutely nothing if it wasn't for the actual games. Okay, there are countless exclusives that have ascended the Wii into god status. Starting with the default game, Wii Sports. Wii Sports could not have been more perfect as an introduction to the Wii and the motion controls. It's a very simple game. There are only 5 different sports, and they are very easy to learn. You just play the game how you would in real life, but this time, you don't look like an uncoordinated dumbass. Also, Mii's. I love Mii's. Mario Kart Wii. In my opinion, it's the best Mario Kart of all time, because it has some of the best maps and the best soundtracks. Coconut Mall, Toad's Factory, Mushroom Gorge, Funky Kong, and a free fucking steering wheel. Okay, nobody actually uses that shit nowadays. It fucking sucks. Also, when you win first place, you get to listen to this. I'm totally not saying this because I've only played 3 Mario Karts and the other 2 were not as good, to say the least. Mario Strikers Charged, the best football game of all time. All time. By the way, Battle League was so mid. Oh my gosh. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. I never actually finished those games. Mario Party 8, because that Koopa map, you know, the map where you like buy the hotels and stuff, that shit was elite. Also, this minigame exists. Alright, boys, who here can bust the biggest nut? Super Smash Bros. Brawl. As a kid, I deadass thought this was the coolest game I've ever had in my life. From the moment I saw the cover, I knew this was gonna be the shit. I mean, look at this cover. Look how serious Mario looks. I've never seen him look this serious. That's how you know this shit's gonna go down, bro. In terms of gameplay and competition, probably the worst one out of the entire franchise. I'm not gonna lie, because I never noticed how floaty everything was. But there's one thing that Brawl has that the others don't. Subspace. That alone proves that there is no other Smash that gives you a better single player experience than Brawl. But to add to it, it introduced the Smash Ball. It may have been horrible for competitive gamers, but remember, Super Smash Bros. Was meant to be a party game. And when it came to the times you and the boys met up at the house, it was elite. Also, if all else fails and you start getting bored of the Wii games, you still technically had a whole GameCube. Anyways, another reason why I picked the Wii was the parties. This is probably the biggest reason why I even wanted to make this video in the first place. Whether it's parties, sleepovers, hangouts, or whatever get-together is going on. Part of what made those moments with your friends unforgettable is grabbing a controller and playing the game. But out of all the games I play with my friends, the Wii games in my opinion just did it the best. You see, All of those games I just listed before are already fun by themselves. But what ascended those games into legendary status was the multiplayer experience, making competitions out of games that were not meant to be competitive at all. When you and the homies put on Mario Kart Wii, shit was about to go down. Yes, experience does increase your chances of winning, but you could be cruising in first throughout the entire race. But as soon as you even get a peek of the finish line, lightning bolt, blue shell, red shell, bullet, and now you're in last place. Mario Party 8 just put your friendships on the line, cause for some reason the guy that couldn't get a single star and was last place the entire game gets all 3 bonus stars at the end and then wins. You would go into New Super Mario Bros. Wii thinking you and your friends were gonna beat this game in one day because y'all were just gonna cruise by these levels, cause you know, teamwork, right? And then y'all end up celebrating after beating one level because for 30 minutes straight, something always went wrong. People would accidentally hit each other and die. The best player is already dead, and the other 3 would panic and bubble at the same time. One teammate would be completely useless because they just learned how to play. Whatever game you played, you went through every single emotion possible. You won, you lost, you laughed, you raged, you got hyped, one of the controllers are broken. You experienced it all. Other than the random competitions, it's also just a great icebreaker. There may be some cases where you were invited to a friend's house for a birthday party or something like that, right? And you may not know everybody there. So because of that, things are a bit awkward at first. But a great way of just, you know, breaking the ice is turning on the Wii and putting on Wii Sports. Now everybody's focused on the game and all of a sudden you're making new friends. All video games, in a way, have brought people together. But I feel like what Wii multiplayer games did differently was remove the pressure to be good. Unless it's Smash. But even if you just played it the way it was meant to be played, which was with items in a Smash Ball. I know. You kind of fixed the problem. None of the games were ever that serious is what I'm saying. And for the most part, you had to be together in person if you wanted to play with friends. Now, is the Wii the best because of its sales graphics and competitive games? Absolutely not. But that's exactly what the Wii wasn't for. If we were just basing it off sales, then the PS2 would win it easily. But out of all the game consoles I've had, like the Switch, Xbox 360, PS2, even including the PC, they all gave me great memories. But as I grew up, the more I realized that none of my experiences with those even came close to the ones I've had with the Wii. There are so much more things that I could be saying about this console, but to sum it up, the way it brings people together has made for countless memories for people who grew up with a Wii, or at least had a friend that owned one, from as a kid and even up to now. Those days where you would get together with your friends to play Wii Sports or Mario Kart are the reasons why I say the Wii is the greatest console of all time.